Welcome to Koreanology 101, the show where we dive deep into the fascinating details of Korean culture, history, and language. Today, we're tackling one of the most persistent and cherished myths surrounding the Korean writing system, the idea that Hangul can represent every sound on Earth.
It's a powerful claim, often cited as proof of Hangul's scientific superiority. But when we look at linguistic facts, this concept, sometimes called the Hangul Omnipotence theory, is a fundamental misunderstanding, usually stemming from confusing the script itself with the language it was designed to write.
Exactly. A writing system or script isn't inherently linked to the exact sounds it represents. It's simply a conventional agreement among people. And crucially, all successful scripts show this adaptability.
Think about the Latin alphabet used globally. It has been extensively adopted by countless languages. If the letters A, B, C can be stretched to fit the phonemes of English, Spanish, Vietnamese, and many others, why would Hangul be any different? Historically, we see clear evidence of this adaptation, even close to home.
The article points out how Japan, during the occupation of Taiwan, had to heavily modify its existing katakana characters just to accurately transcribe Taiwanese sounds. They added diacritics and utilized different characters to differentiate sounds like O and various final consonants.
And the same principles apply to Hangul. Theoretically, we could adopt existing Hangul characters or even revive old ones to represent new foreign phonemes. However, this is where the popular claim hits a snag. If any script can be adopted to write any language given enough effort, then debating which one is inherently superior in sound capacity is completely meaningless.
The flaw becomes especially clear when people argue that Hangul's combinations create hundreds of thousands of possible sounds, citing unpronounceable combinations like zip. Being able to write a character doesn't automatically create a corresponding sound in the Korean language system. We're confusing the number of possible letters with the limited phonemes a Korean speaker can actually produce.
And the structure of Hangul itself imposes limits. Because Hangul uses syllable blocks, or moasugi, it inherently constrains the combinations of consonants. Modern Hangul is generally restricted to a CVC structure.
Contrast this with a non-block system like the Latin alphabet, which allows for potentially endless sequences of consonants in a single syllable, such as ptkfamst or ptkfamspst. While those are mouthfuls, they are possible in some languages. Hangul, even utilizing the full range of historical characters, simply cannot encode such dense clusters due to its fundamental design.
Ultimately, Hangul's true strength isn't that it can write every single sound perfectly. No script can, not even the International Phonetic Alphabet, which is specifically designed for that job. Hangul's brilliance lies in how perfectly it serves its original purpose.
King Sejong's ambition was indeed grand. The original Hunmin Jeongeum included characters intended to cover regional dialects and sounds from neighboring countries, like specific Chinese phonemes.
But modern Hangul has been refined for efficiency, specifically to write the Korean language. The National Institute of Korean Language confirms this. Hangul is optimally designed for the language used by Koreans. For instance, the Korean language only requires 7 final consonants, and vowel distinctions are actually merging, meaning the current script might even be too extensive for modern Korean phonology.
Trying to use modern Hangul to capture the exact sound of foreign words is often futile. For example, the French language has 17 monophthongs, far more than Hangul's 10. And while we might use the final to denote a nasal sound in French, that represents the consonant in Korean, which means we can't distinguish between genuinely nasal vowels and sounds that end with an consonant.
The takeaway here is simple. Judging a script as inferior because it cannot perfectly capture foreign sounds like English f or th is misguided. If a script efficiently represents its native language, it has done its job. Hangul is a masterpiece tailored for Korean, and that is its true genius.
And that brings us to the end of today's episode of Koreanology 101.
We hope we've given you a clearer understanding of why the Hangul Omnipotence theory is a myth, and why Hangul's brilliance is defined by its precision in representing Korean, not the world.
Thank you for joining us. We'll be back next time with another deep dive into Korean culture.